The mysteries of the pineal gland. Hidden deep in the center of the human brain, the pineal gland, this enigmatic little organ, has been a source of fascination and mystery throughout history. Revered by ancient mystics, studied intensely by modern scientists, and shrouded in myth by philosophers, the pineal gland seems to be much more than a simple component of our biological system. For thousands of years, it has been called the third eye, a portal to higher dimensions of existence. But why has a structure the size of a pea captivated the human imagination in such a profound way? Could the pineal gland be the key to discovering unseen realities, expanded consciousness, and cosmic wisdom? This documentary is an invitation to explore this mysterious organ from multiple perspectives: scientific, historical, philosophical, and spiritual. Is it truly the gateway to enlightenment, as spiritual traditions claim, or just a simple biological clock, a relay that dictates sleep and wake cycles? In a world where technology and mysticism intersect more than ever, the pineal gland is becoming the ultimate symbol of untapped human potential. Come and discover together the hidden truths and unresolved questions about this small organ that could hold answers to the biggest questions of existence. It is time to embark on a fascinating journey into the heart of the mystery and illuminate the enigmas that make the pineal gland one of the most captivating subjects of our time. What is the pineal gland? At first glance, the pineal gland might seem trivial. It is a small endocrine structure, about the size of a pea, located between the two cerebral hemispheres, in a cavity called the pineal gland. However, this gland is anything but trivial. It occupies a unique place in human anatomy, being the only brain structure that does not have a symmetrical copy. But why this unique feature? Could it be more than just an accident of evolution? The hidden architecture of the pineal gland. At a microscopic level, the pineal gland is composed of specialized cells called pinealocytes, which are responsible for the synthesis of melatonin. But what attracts the attention of researchers is the complex network of capillaries and nerve connections that connect it to the eyes and other regions of the brain. This suggests that the pineal gland plays a central role in processing light signals and regulating vital functions. Biological role: the mechanism of sleep. Modern science has discovered that the pineal gland plays a crucial role in regulating circadian rhythms. By producing melatonin, the sleep hormone, the gland responds to the light-dark cycle, coordinating the body's biological clock. But this seemingly simple function hides fascinating complexities. How does this small gland manage to influence not only sleep, but also mood, metabolism, and even immune function? Calcification, a natural or artificial obstacle? Over time, the pineal gland undergoes a process of calcification, accumulating deposits of calcium phosphate that reduce its efficiency. Some studies suggest that this process is accelerated by external factors, such as exposure to fluoride or pollution. But is this calcification inevitable, or can it be prevented? And, more importantly, what implications does this process have on the physical and spiritual health of the individual? Questions that await answers. Although the biological role of the pineal gland is well documented, many questions remain unanswered. Why does this gland produce small amounts of DMT, a psychedelic substance associated with altered states of consciousness? Why is it so sensitive to electromagnetic fields and environmental changes? And, most intriguingly, why do spiritual traditions around the world attribute such an important role to it in connecting with the subtle dimensions of existence? The pineal gland in history and mythology. The pineal gland has been a source of fascination for thinkers, healers, and philosophers throughout history. While modern science has approached it from a mechanical perspective, ancient cultures viewed it as a portal to higher dimensions. Descartes and the seat of the soul. René Descartes, the French philosopher famous for his dictum cogito, ergo sum, stated that the pineal gland is where the body and soul meet. Fascinated by the symmetry of the brain, Descartes noticed that the pineal gland was the only structure that seemed unique, non-symmetrical, and deduced that it must have a special purpose. Here, he said, thought and spirit are intertwined. This theory opened the way for intense speculation among philosophers and mystics alike. The pineal gland in ancient Egypt. The third eye symbolism can also be found in Egyptian culture. The Eye of Horus, a symbol of divine protection and power, is often compared to the pineal gland due to its anatomical similarity. In Egyptian hieroglyphics, this eye was associated with ultimate knowledge and connection to the divine. Is it possible that the ancient Egyptians understood the importance of the pineal gland and revered it as a bridge to the divine? The third eye in Eastern traditions. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the Ajna Chakra or third eye is considered the center of intuition and clairvoyance. It is said that activating this chakra allows the individual to see beyond the material world and access deeper truths. The connection with the pineal gland becomes evident through its physical position and the functions associated with perception. In Vedic texts, it is stated that the pineal gland is activated through meditation and introspection, allowing for spiritual enlightenment. Universal myths and symbols. From Mayan culture to African traditions, symbols associated with the third eye appear constantly. In some indigenous tribes, it was believed that the pineal gland was activated naturally through sacred rituals and the use of hallucinogenic plants. These practices, often led by shamans, were intended to facilitate access to other dimensions of consciousness. Is it possible that these cultures had advanced knowledge of the hidden potential of the pineal gland? The pineal gland in art and literature. Over time, the pineal gland has inspired artists and writers to integrate it into their works. In literature, it is often portrayed as a key to secret realms, and in visual art, the all-seeing eye is a recurring motif. These depictions highlight the universal fascination with this small organ and its possible role in connecting humans to the cosmos. Mysterious and controversial theories. With the advancement of technology, the pineal gland has once again come into the spotlight, not only for researchers, but also for conspiracy theorists. The pineal gland and DMT, the substance of spirit. One of the most fascinating theories about the pineal gland is its connection to DMT, dimethyltryptamine, a powerful psychedelic compound known as the spirit molecule. It is believed that the pineal gland produces small amounts of DMT and that this substance is released during mystical, near-death experiences or even moments of profound enlightenment. Recent experiments suggest that this molecule may be responsible for intense dreaming, spiritual visions, and the perception of alternate dimensions. This theory is supported by studies indicating the presence of enzymes necessary for the synthesis of DMT in the pineal gland. But the question remains, why would the human body have such an ability? Is this a relic of evolution, a survival mechanism in the face of trauma, or a hint that the pineal gland could be a portal to other realms? The connection to electromagnetic fields. Another fascinating aspect is the pineal gland's sensitivity to electromagnetic fields. Some studies suggest that the pineal gland is affected by exposure to modern technologies, such as cell phones and Wi-Fi networks. This has given rise to the theory that electromagnetic interference could block the gland's spiritual functions. Proponents of this idea warn that modern society risks closing the third eye through excessive use of technology. Fluoride, the invisible enemy? A highly controversial topic is the impact of fluoride on the pineal gland. Calcification of the gland, a natural process with aging, is accelerated by exposure to fluoride in drinking water and oral hygiene products. Critics claim that this process could inhibit the function of the gland, reducing our spiritual potential and intuition. Although these claims are hotly debated, they have fueled global movements against the use of fluoride. Control through calcification, conspiracy theories. Some conspiracy theories suggest that governments may intentionally use fluoride to inhibit the functioning of the pineal gland, thereby blocking people's connection to the spiritual dimensions. Supporters of this theory argue that a population with an inactive third eye is easier to manipulate. Although these ideas are rejected by the scientific community, they continue to fascinate and inspire resistance movements. The pineal gland and near-death experiences. Another mystery related to the pineal gland is its possible role in near-death experiences. People who have experienced such moments often describe feelings of deep peace, intense light, and connection to the universe. It is speculated that these experiences may be triggered by the massive release of DMT from the pineal gland, a mechanism that helps us transition between life and death. Could this small organ be the weighing box between the visible and invisible worlds? Activating the pineal gland. For some, activating the pineal gland is the key to a more fulfilled, connected, and spiritually enlightened life. But how can we awaken this dormant third eye? Is there a real, practical method, or is it just a distant dream? Energy practices, the journey within. Meditation and yoga are among the best-known methods for stimulating the pineal gland. Practices such as transcendental meditation or guided meditation involving focusing on the point between the eyebrows can help activate it. Many practitioners report that such techniques lead to deep states of inner peace, mental clarity, and even visions. A famous example is the Kundalini Yoga technique, which focuses on awakening the vital energy that circulates along the spine, directly stimulating the pineal gland. In this practice, rhythmic breathing and sacred sounds play an essential role. Sacred sounds and frequencies. Another way to activate the pineal gland is exposure to sounds with specific frequencies. Frequencies of 963 Hz, also known as the divine frequency, are considered to resonate with the third eye. Listening to these sounds, combined with meditation, can help unblock the pineal gland. Nutrition, detoxifying the body and mind. It is said that what we consume directly influences the state of the pineal gland. A diet rich in antioxidants and vitamins can help combat calcification. Foods such as spinach, broccoli, citrus fruits, and berries are often recommended. On the other hand, reducing fluoride intake and adopting pure, uncontaminated water can be essential for the health of the gland. Sacred plants, a direct path? In many cultures, the use of hallucinogenic plants such as ayahuasca or psilocybin mushrooms has been linked to the activation of the pineal gland. These plants, used under shamanic supervision, are considered direct means of accessing spiritual dimensions. Although controversial, they offer interesting insights into the potential of the pineal gland. Creative visualization, the power of imagination. Visualization techniques involving the third eye are another popular method. It is said that imagining a bright light entering through the forehead, accompanied by deep breathing, can stimulate the activity of the gland. The final question, is pineal gland activation a spiritual process? While the methods described seem to have a strong spiritual dimension, many claim that they can also have physical benefits, such as stress reduction, improved sleep, and better mental health. This raises the question, is pineal gland activation just a spiritual myth or a real path to a better quality of life? Unanswered questions. As we explore the pineal gland, we are left with more questions than answers. Why is this gland so central to mythologies and spiritual practices around the world? Is it a relic of an era when humans had access to higher dimensions, or is it just an evolutionary coincidence? What does calcification mean for our spiritual potential? And, most importantly, can we ever unlock all the secrets it holds? The pineal gland is more than just an endocrine gland. It is a symbol of human mystery, an organ that, although small, carries the weight of the great questions of existence. Is it just a simple sleep regulator or a portal to unknown dimensions? It is up to each person to discover the answers on a journey that combines science, spirituality, and endless curiosity. A hidden code in our biology? Another fascinating element is the molecular structure of the pineal gland, which bears a striking resemblance to the piezoelectric crystals used in modern technology. This detail has led to the hypothesis that the gland could function as a natural receptor for subtle frequencies. In this light, it is possible that the ancient mythologies about the third eye are more than just metaphors. They could be vague memories of an era when humanity had access to a form of cosmic communication. As science advances, we may discover new information about the pineal gland. But each answer brings more questions. If the gland is a portal, who created it? If it can be activated, what consequences would this have for humanity? Would we become wiser or more dangerous? And, most importantly, what lies beyond this portal? These questions open up a vast field of speculation, but also an invitation to introspection. In a world obsessed with technological progress, perhaps the answers we seek lie not outside, but within us. Perhaps the mystery of the pineal gland is, ultimately, a reflection of our own limitations and aspirations. Despite scientific advances, we remain trapped in a mixture of fact and myth. The pineal gland is more than an organ. It is a bridge between what we know and what we will never fully know. And this is perhaps the greatest enigma of all. What else is our brain hiding about the nature of existence? What do you think? Is the pineal gland just a simple biological regulator or the key to a hidden universe? We leave this question open, with the promise of a sequel. Perhaps one day we will discover its true power. But until then, the mystery persists.